What's up, guys? Quadron here, bringing you a patch update for PlanetSide 2. This is huge! The Infiltrator patch actually being more than what I was anticipating it to be, so really cool. Some cool changes. Alright, so first of all, the new tool, Motion Spotter. When placed, the Motion Spotter spots all nearby moving enemies on the minimap. I don't see... Okay, that's the new tool instead of, I guess, the Bouncing Betties, or maybe instead of the health pack. I don't know. I'm not sure which slot that fits into. But new ability, Stalker Cloak. Cloak does not drain energy as long as the Infiltrator remains stationary, allowing the Infiltrator to cloak indefinitely. However, the Stalker Cloak prevents the use of Infiltrator's primary weapon and regenerates slower than the Hunter Cloak. So, incredibly awesome cloak here. So, for those of you who just like sneaking around, getting those knife kills and punching people in the face, it's pretty awesome. And I'm going to be using this a lot, I think. This is a really fun change, and it combines really well with the cloak improvements, which we'll get to in just a second. Adrenaline Pump. This allows the Infiltrators to move faster, so I assume you'd probably equip this if you're going to be Stalker Cloaking, because you'll be able to move around faster and get away a little bit better, catch people a little bit easier. New armor choices. I guess there's a gold and Lumi fiber armor choice. I'm not sure exactly what this looks like. It's kind of vague in the patch notes. MKV Suppress. This is a new SMG that features, I guess, better bullet velocity and longer range stopping power compared to other SMGs when using aftermarket suppressors. So this might be a new kind of option for the moving around Infiltrator, but I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to be better or not. But basically, you don't show up on the minimap whenever you're using this, even though you don't have a suppressor attached. New weapon. So this is the new crossbow, the QCX Hunter. The powerful Hunter QCX Quadcom crossbow is a lightweight sidearm capable of silently taking out targets up to medium range with deadly precise bolts. You have an explosive bolt that replaces the default bolt with an explosive tip variant that does light damage to maxes and other enemy armor. So you can potentially do some damage to tanks and stuff like that with this. And then Recon Bolt replaces the default bolt with a low damage variant that includes a sensor device. The sensor can detect enemy movement within a limited range. So I guess you could potentially, let's say, I think this Motion Spotter might replace your, no, I don't understand the difference between this and your Recon Dart. I think the Recon Dart is just going to be better. I'm not sure. But apparently this is a low damage variant that includes a sensor device. So this reduces the damage that your bolt does. So this is the biggest thing in the patch change right here. This and dark light flashlights. So it reduces the cloaked visibility when moving in all states except for sprinting. So cloaked people are going to be more cloaked than they were before. Oh, thank goodness. Before it was so obvious when people were cloaked. People from 20, 30 feet away would just, shoot you instantly. And really frustrating. So sprinting now retains the same visibility as before. So if you're going to be sprinting, you're still going to be very visible. Cloak visibility will now transition faster when changing from one movement state to another. So when you're sprinting, you slow down to walking or crouching or something. Apparently it'll change a little bit faster. Fixed a bug that was sometimes preventing the cloak visibility state from updating correctly. For example, crouching will now always enter the crouch state, no more having to move slightly to reach the lowest visibility setting. EMP grenades will now destroy the below enemy explosives and deployables. This effect will even work through cover. Tank mines, personal mines, C4, placed motion spot tools, detect tools, including the crossbow bolts, and spawn beacons. So EMP grenades will have more functionality here, especially countering the spawn beacons can be really nice, because sometimes getting to those spawn beacons can be really hard. Dark light flashlights. This is the biggest nerf to Infiltrators, along with the buff for the cloak. This is actually a huge kind of counterbalancing. Basically, they're making Infiltrators more invisible, but at the same time allowing everyone to equip flashlights that highlight Infiltrators, essentially. Rail-mounted darklight flashlights can illuminate hostile cloaked Infiltrators and the dark areas, but the light can give away your position. The light can be turned on and off using the toggle attachment hotkey. Cloaked Infiltrators will see that their arms are lighting up a different color if they're being illuminated by a darklight flashlight. This is very similar to what it was in PlanetSide 1. In PlanetSide 1, you had an implant, I believe it was the darklight implant, that basically it would change your vision to very short range. You couldn't really see very far. Like it was only about 25 feet or so, 30 feet, and beyond that it just got really blurry, or really dark, I think. But basically, if there was a cloaked infiltrator in that vicinity, they would be highlighted like an infrared or thermal scope, basically. But the thing is, in PlanetSide 1, you could go completely invisible. You could, like, if you were sitting still, crouched, you could literally sit there invisible for like 3 minutes, two or 3 minutes. It was really, really awesome, actually, because you could do some serious sneaking and shenanigans, especially with personal mines. You could actually blow up maxes by yourself as infiltrators, and nothing was more special than dropping your explosives to kill the maxes, and it was really awesome. But you cannot do that in PlanetSide 2, unfortunately. Either way, okay, so but basically this is a big buff to infiltrators, at the same time a huge, massive nerf to infiltrators. Overall, I like it. I think that it'll increase the skill related to cloaking, because I don't think people will be turning on their dark lights and flashlights unless they're anticipating infiltrators in the area. Like they catch a glimpse of you, and then they turn their flashlight on to recognize that you're in the area or try to find you. So I think this is smart. I think this is actually really, really smart. And I think that dark light flashlight perhaps on a infiltrator SMG will enable infiltrators to hunt other infiltrators, for example. Or perhaps on the pistol. That might also be an option. Squad boosts are back. I'm not going to go over that. Valentine's Day, you can get a pink and black variant of the Hunter QCX. So kind of cool. Amp stations, and this patch did go through yesterday, so this is 1 day late on the patch upload here, but very interesting. Only other notable changes, I think, were the coyote missiles and the tank mines reduction. So basically coyote missiles now do 134 less damage in the splash radius, and then decoy flares will also prevent coyote missiles from locking on in the air. So that's like, I think like a 3 or 4 second time where coyote missiles will not work on your aircraft. I think this is 2 really needed changes. Coyote missiles were pretty OP. Hornet missiles projectile speed increased from 100 meters to 125 meters. I do not know exactly how this will affect the Hornet missiles, because the Hornet missiles had a pretty terrible range, and increasing the speed might increase the range, because if it's, for example, if it burns for 2 seconds and it goes, that's a 200 meter range if it goes for 2 seconds. I think it's closer to probably 3 or 4 seconds. But if it goes 125 meters per second, maybe it has a further range now. I think I mentioned this in the previous update video, but I have to test that out and just kind of see. But Tomcat missiles now lock on even if you switch weapons. And then some speed changes. The other change that's kind of notable is the racer frames were buffed a lot, I believe. This is up from previous amounts. Up from basically Reaver Scythe rank 3 racer used to give 20 kilometers per hour, and now it gives 35. The Mosquito rank 3 used to give only 10, and now it gives 30. So the racer speeds, racer frames were upgraded pretty significantly. 15 kilometers per hour is like a 5% boost to the speed overall if you're going 260 overall. Well, actually, if you're going, let's say 245. A 15 kilometer boost at 245, yeah, it's about 5%, roughly. A little bit more, maybe 6%, something like that. But very cool. I like these changes overall. And then there's some bug fixes, and I think those are the majority of the important changes for the patch. But some really cool changes, and I overall really like this. And so I will be playing some more PlanetSide. So I'll probably have a gameplay stream update thing. I'm probably about to hop on it right now, but I thought I'd do this patch update. And yeah, so Quadron signing out.